Welcome to my channel. Once again. Putin has no army, he has many missiles, shells and equipment, but no army. 4.5 months ago, the Russian military announced that it intended to focus on a new strategy in the war against Ukraine, the seizure of territory in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. This goal has never been achieved, the Russian offensive has stalled. And the threat of a Ukrainian counteroffensive has emerged in the Kherson region. Apparently, it is not even a direct lack of manpower of Putin's troops, but a lack of people ready to die for the seizure of Ukrainian territories, which Putin is so dreamy about. They are ready to receive money, they are ready to shell Ukrainian positions and cities, but they are not ready to die. Putin has no capable, professional army. There are plenty of missiles, shells, and equipment, but no army. The current military deadlock is unacceptable to Putin for two reasons. First, war is not popular in Russia. Despite the efforts of the party of demoniacs and the police, who are apparently paid to harass anti-war protesters, the rhetoric of the war seems obtrusive and monotonous. It has no perspective, it is not clear how the war should end and what victory could bring to the Russian average citizen. Expenditures on settling captured territories. What else? The protracted nature of military action reinforces, for the average citizen, the idea that the war has no future. He is ready to tolerate this bliss of Putin, but dreams mostly of an early return to pre-war life. So far, the economic costs of the war and sanctions do not look too significant to him, but in the fall, if there is no progress towards the end, the mood will almost certainly change. The second reason why a military stalemate is unacceptable to Putin is related to the need to make the most of his main trump card, gas blackmail of Europe on the eve of winter. And it should be understood that Putin will most likely not have a second winter to blackmail. But for the threat of cutting off gas to have maximum weight, Putin must also demonstrate his ability to further expand his zone of occupation in Ukraine. The combination of these two arguments should maximize the so-called reconciliation party in Europe, why freeze for a long winter if it results in Ukraine losing more and more territory. Russian propaganda continues to broadcast from all state media that Europe will freeze without Russian gas, while 32% of the Russian population lives without gas. They heat their homes with firewood because the state, represented by Putin, has failed to gasify its own population. Let me repeat, 47 million people in Russia live without gas. The meetings with Erdogan and the grain deal designed to demonstrate the Kremlin's ability to negotiate are obvious signs that bargaining has begun. But it is also necessary to demonstrate that the military potential of the Russian army has not been exhausted, which is hinted at in Kiev and by Western intelligence. Otherwise, if Europe does decide on a gas confrontation, Putin will find himself in a rather difficult position. The Yamal gas fields may be left without consumers forever, the Ukrainian army will continue shelling the communication routes of the occupiers, and the consequences of the sanctions costs for Russia, and the irritation of the Russian average man will increase. A psychological break is very dangerous, because then it will become virtually impossible to force the army to fight. To help the channel grow, watch one or more of the videos offered to you at the end. Thank you. At this point, I will say goodbye to you and see you again. Have a good day.